This week on Pitt Beyond the Script.
To start off the game and the tempo and everything, that things would happen, and our guys pushed through it, got to the second quarter, and found a way to win.
We were returning, 10 of our 11 starters, and we could do it all over again and get a little bit farther than we did last year.
It really puts things into perspective, what things are important, and I think it means a lot for us to be able to do this. I'm grateful for the opportunity, honestly.
All this and more on this edition of Pitt Beyond the Script.
Recognize these colors we're wearing. Understand, this is what Pittsburgh's built on. Everybody in this city understands, if you're from Pittsburgh, you know what those colors mean. Championships, football, baseball, legends, all right? Legends.
Sent it in, Jerome! A diving catch for a touchdown!
We are locked in, okay, together. There's gonna be ups and downs. We must play together. Focus and discipline, okay? Don't forget the discipline.
Yeah, baby! What a win! Yeah, baby! Hail to Pitt!
We understand what that means. That's for Pittsburgh.
Valentin Noel just can't stop scoring.
Let's go, bring it in. Win on three, 1, 2, 3, win!
The Pitt Panthers have an early season test as they travel for the first time this season. The destination, Knoxville, Tennessee. The Johnny Majors Classic Part 1 will be hosted on this beautiful campus. It's been 38 years since these two proud universities have met on the gridiron. From the banks of the Tennessee River, it's the ACC and SEC squaring off on a national stage. College football at its best as the University of Pittsburgh Panthers battle the Tennessee Volunteers.
We go out and show the country who we are today, guys. We go out and show it. We play together. Attitude and effort all day long, okay? And we go Pitt tough.
What an atmosphere here. 100 years at Neyland Stadiums. This is big-time college football and an opportunity for this Panther team to show what they're made of and set a tone for the 21 season. Here we go.
With pride and enthusiasm, it's the Johnny Majors Classic. So the Tennessee defense plays inspired football on the first series and brings on the Panther punt team.
Here come the Volunteers. They block down the goal line.
Not the way you wanted this football game to start if you're Pitt.
And now the Vols have a double-digit lead.
So the Panthers have to find a way, put a little drive together and get some points here.
Let's go to work now. Let's go.
Flushed out of the pocket. And Pickett throws back across the middle. And it's a touchdown. Pulled in by Melcase Stovall. That run defense for Pitt starting to get it going here. Pick it off, play action. This might be a double pass. It is. Krull is open. It's a touchdown.
Wasn't the Pitt special, but it was pretty special. Beautiful play call by Mark Whipple.
Morgan with a play action fake, and he is hit and dropped. Keyshawn Camp came flying through there.
I think he took it from him, Billy.
And Scarton's kick is up, and it is good.
Well, this Pitt front, they are alive and they are humming.
You're ready for a 2-minute situation.
You're on the road, big crowd, it's loud. Isn't this where Kenny Pickett gives you such an advantage?
Back shoulder fade. What a play! And a leaping catch.
The senior from Brooklyn, Taysir Mack, a comeback catch.
Vincent Davis gets pay dirt for the Panthers. Eventful first half, to say the least.
Let's go. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. We ain't even started yet. All right? This half's history. All right? It's in the books.
30 minutes, bro. Everything you got. We need it all. We need it all. Win at all costs. Let's go. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3. Win!
Wrapped in the backfield. Ball out. Panthers on it.
Keep on the gas. We are.
Giving the Panthers great field position for their first drive of the second half.
That's Kenny Pickett at his best. Pickett to the goal line. Touchdown, Panthers!
Wow. terrific power and speed. Just they come in waves.
They can't stop it. They can't stop it. Throws his slant pattern, sidestepping a defender and fighting his way and getting free. Jared Wayne sidestepping and doing the shuffle. Play action fake. Now he's going to hand it off, and Izzy's going to fight back to the line of scrimmage. Still takes on a defender. Israel Abanikanda gets the snap. Looks, fires end zone, touchdown on the slant. Left to right, Jordan Addison.
This guy was overlooked as a recruit, and he's making teams pay for it.
Leading by 7, but the lead now threatened.
It's 4th down. What do you do, guys? Go for it. Right, taken down in the backfield.
Wow, what a play.
1st and 10 at the Pitt 34-yard line. Down 7. Intercepted at the 17. Brandon Hill. There's not a bigger play in this football game, and there have been a lot of big ones. None bigger than Hill's Oskiwawa. The knee is taken. The University of Pittsburgh in the first John Majors Classic defeat the Vols by the score of 41-34.
Last year was unique.
It was odd not hearing the fans in the stands.
I can't wait for this year to start. Let's return to Hines.
The band,
The crowd.
the hits, the big hits.
College game day. The scrambles. The big catches. The sacks.
The celebrations.
One more dive to the pylon.
We got a beautiful day for football. This is a great football team in here, okay? Attitude and effort all day long, okay? And we go Pitt tough.
Hey, you know the deal. Win at all costs. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3. Win!
Hello and welcome to Pitt Beyond the Script. Alongside head coach Pat Narduzzi, I'm Rob King of AT&T Sportsnet. Coach, terrific victory on the road. Pitt's first road win against an SEC team since 1983.
You know, that's amazing. I don't know or look at those stats like that, but 1983 is a long time ago. I think I was a sophomore in high school at that time. But, you know, our kids went on the road with a great attitude. We talk about business trips, and we went down with a business attitude and you know, weathered the storm. I talked to them a lot about weathering the storm early because we knew, you know, to start off the game and the tempo and everything, that things would happen. And our guys pushed through it, got to the second quarter, and found a way to win.
10 at the 11, shotgun snap. Pickett rolls out of the pocket. Now he wants to throw it. He does to the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. That's Melquise Stovall, the graduate transfer from Hawaii, the senior from Lancaster, California.
Well, poise was something we talked about before you went down there. Big crowd at Tennessee, a new era beginning for them, lots of reasons for them to be excited. They get off to the fast start. But like you said, you were able to keep your poise, get to the second quarter, and then begin a really nice stretch of dominance in the game.
Yeah, I mean, really, when you look at it, the next 3 quarters were pretty much all Pitt favored, and you know, they had a couple drives on offense and a couple stops on defense, but for the most part, our guys, you know, did what they needed to do after that first quarter was over, and you know, it's a credit to our kids and our coaches for keeping them in a positive position.
Pickett, sneak, Pickett to the goal line. Touchdown, Panthers!
What a big-time drive by this Pitt offense. Big-time job by the super senior, Kenny Pickett.
14 of the so-called super seniors on the roster. Kenny Pickett, obviously, one of those guys. How important was he? And then he really got on a roll and spread the ball out to a lot of your really talented receivers.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, when you think about the receivers he spread it out to, Jordan Addison, Jared Wayne, Tayseer Mack had a heck of a ball game. All 3 of those guys were instrumental. You know, Kenny Pickett is, you know, he's a competitor. He keeps everybody together, and I think everybody trusts him. And it's good to see our offense move like it is.
Pick it off, play action. This might be a double pass. It is. Krull is open. It's a touchdown. Jared Wayne with the pass. Krull pulls it in, and Pitt has tied the game.
For a moment, it looked like Wayne might have a touchdown reception and a touchdown pass in the game. Had a nice game, obviously, catching the ball. But take us through the trick play. Worked perfectly. Timing was great. And obviously, it gets the Panthers a touchdown.
Yeah, it was a great throw by Jared. And we've practiced that for a while, probably all the way back to spring ball. Just waiting for the right opportunity, right place to throw it. And Lucas made a nice catch. It was executed by everybody. Not an easy play to execute. And again, probably the unsung hero in that play is, I think it was Shockey at the point blocking. Because a lot of times the guy that can cause a problem is the guy that's rushing Jared Wayne on that throw. But Shockey had a great block on the corner there and sprung Lucas free.
Coach, you have to quote-unquote settle for some field goals. But the good thing is, Sam Scarton, your new kicker, hostile environment, perfect in the field goal and extra point department.
Yeah, Sam was proud of the way he kicked and executed in that stadium. That's not easy. I thought he might have to weather, or I'd have to weather, an extra point or another field goal that maybe went errant. But he did a nice job. And again, in that atmosphere, if you can kick it in that atmosphere, you can kick it anywhere.
And 1st and 15. And Hooker trapped in the backfield, ball out. Panthers on it. Back at the 27-yard line. He was hit by Baldonado, and the ball popped loose, and Baldonado said, I think I'll fall on that mistake.
The defense had to come up with some big plays. The offense got going, but that front, again, 5 sacks. John Patrician made a big play, a big tackle for loss. The sacks, the tackles for losses from that front 7. That group really began to take the game over.
Yeah, I mean, they were getting held up there a little bit. I know that, but you look at Keyshawn Camp, and I think we talked last week about some of those sacks that we're getting, but we're not getting the ball out. But when you look at Keyshawn Camp and Haba Baldonado, those 2 sacks were bonus sacks because we got the ball out and got our offensive ball in a short field. Unbelievable. We only got 3 points out of those 2 turnovers on that side of the field. We got to work on that as well. Coming out with a little bit more exciting in that sudden change situation. But, the tackles for loss, the havoc that Kalijah Cansey's causing in there, and it was good to have Deslin back. He'll be even better this weekend.
Hooker takes the shotgun snap. Play action fake. He wants to throw it. Has time. Throws it. Intercepted at the 17. Running with the football at the 25. Brandon Hill up to the 30. The 35.
And Brandon Hill makes the big play, sealing it with the interception. It was really all over the field in the game.
Yeah, he owed us one. I told him on the sideline he owed us one. He had a little bit of a, I don't know if I'd even call it a late hit, but they called it a late hit, and he pushed him, which is what we call a sideline tackle, push him out of bounds, and he pushed him really hard. He's explosive. He's been in the weight room. I can't help how hard he pushed him, but his feet were still in bounds when he got pushed out. But he owed us one for there. It was a short field, and after a not so good punt out of the end zone there, things weren't looking as bright as they were 15 minutes prior to that. He came up with that big pick.
That's a Tennessee team that's got a lot of talent. I know that in talking to you, you'd like to be able to run the ball consistently throughout the course of the game, but it's got to feel good at the end of a game when you're running it and they know you're trying to run it and you're able to run out the clock.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how much you're throwing the ball and having success early. But at the end of the game, like you said, it's a 4-minute drill, and they got 1 timeout left. They used 2 early for not so good reasons, I guess, as a head coach, and they didn't have timeouts, and we were able to wear them out in the run game. And Vince and Izzy combined to just pump it in there and get a couple first downs, and it could end up in that victory formation.
Terrific victory for the Panthers. Coming up, we're going to look forward to their next opponent as the 2-0 Panthers get ready to take on Western Michigan. That's a little later on Pitt Beyond the Script.
After the NCAA tournament, what we took away was that we hadn't lost any pieces other than Bryce. We were returning 10 of our 11 starters, and we could do it all over again and get a little bit farther than we did last year.
And Pekovic finishes!
A big thing for us is playing collective, staying true to our game, and I think that's the main thing that we have to focus on in every game, just staying true to what we practice, to our principles, and when we do that, it works. And it's hard for any other team to keep up with us.
A beautiful shot by Rodrigo Almeida. Now Almeida shoots and scores.
Have a night, Rodrigo Almeida.
For me, it's been a little hard in the past few years with a few setbacks due to injuries and other stuff, and it was mostly a matter of getting consistency of play and the opportunities. So I'm trying to get more offensive, have more courage on the ball, take shots, take risks, as much as I can. I mean, it's been working so far.
Here's Almeida, splitting defenders, tries to put it over Smur, and what a goal from Rodrigo Almeida!
For us going into the game, it was really make or break. If we lost, we were going under 500, and we were really going to be in a hole for the rest of the season. But then going into it, I don't think any of us really envisioned beating them 4-0, never having beaten them before. Once we got the first goal, they just kept coming.
The Tar Heels have no answer for the Panther attack tonight.
Yeah, beating Penn State was big time. I've been here, this is going to be my 4th year, and we've played them a number of times, and I've never beaten them in the regular season. So that felt really good.
It was super important, especially because of momentum. We're going to 3 away games. Penn State was the first one. Now we have Wake Forest and Clemson, who are 2 very tough opponents. It's very important to get to those games with some good momentum going on.
Yeah, going into the big games, I think the big thing for us is taking them one at a time. We haven't beat Wake either, and we made some history against UNC last week, so the hope is to do that again.
The year before I came was the year that we got our first ACC win and our first player that got drafted. And then on my freshman year, we got our first ACC tournament win. And then on my sophomore year, we got our first NCAA tournament win. And in my junior year last year, we were Coastal Division champions for the first time. So it's been a lot of firsts over my 3.5 years here, and it's definitely very exciting to see the growth of the program and feel happy to be a part of it.
Well, so we brought in the kids from the Falk School right over here in Oakland, and we're just having a good, fun day out here. You know, playing a lot of games, having fun, enjoying each other's company for the day.
I think it's a great thing for them. They get a chance to come and, you know, enter our facilities and just have a good time, be entirely active for the time being that they're up here and break away from their normal school days, and they get to interact with each other, kind of like a little mini vacation for them.
I think it's super lively. Like, we have a bunch of sports here from, you know, football, soccer, volleyball, lacrosse. So it's pretty awesome. Like, we love hanging out with the kids, and we know they look up to us. So
I think it's really important to give back to the community, and I think it's cool to be able to, you know, do it with these kids that are here and around and are familiar with Pitt and probably see a lot of the Pitt athletes and athletic stuff. So I think they're having a lot of fun, and we know we're having a lot of fun with it too.
It's a breath of fresh air, literally, and being outside is, you know, with an indoor sport, it's kind of fun to get to go outside, especially with COVID, and just being able to interact with our community is something that we really cherish, and it's something really important to us. It helps build our fans and our viewers, and it's also a way that we get to give back to the community that gives so much to us as a team.
I think just to see these kids smile and have so much fun out here, it really puts things into perspective, what things are important. And I think it means a lot for us to be able to do this. I'm grateful for the opportunity, honestly.
awesome! Way
Stick together, attitude and effort all day long, okay? And we go Pitt tough.
Last year was unique. It was odd not hearing the fans in the stands.
I can't wait for this year to start. Let's return the Hines.
The band,
The crowd.
the hits, the big hits.
College game day. The scrambles. The big catches. The sacks.
The celebrations.
One more dive to the pylon.
Thank you all for coming. University of Pittsburgh, hail to Pitt. Penny and I wanted to welcome everyone to this celebration. It's been a long time coming, and we have so many great family and friends here, and I just want to thank each and every one of you for coming and celebrating with us tonight.
Hi, Jimbo. As a proud Canton kid, I cannot say congratulations big enough or warm enough to you.
Hey, Jimbo, man, I love you. Look, we've been together for so many years. I am so happy you're in the Hall of Fame.
Well deserved, Jimbo. I'm so proud and so happy of you. You're the best. I wish you all the best. Congratulations on getting into the Hall of Fame.
And the most important thing, hail to Pitt.
So growing up, I never dreamed I'd be standing here in front of you at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And there were so many people that helped make that happen, starting with my mom and dad. And I always said I never had far to look for role models because they were right down the hall. I was very fortunate to play for the University of Pittsburgh. Hail to Pitt. Pitt is an incredible place, and I play with some of the greatest college football players of all time. At Pitt, I played for two great coaches in Jackie Sherrill and Joe Moore. And Jackie was a great player's coach and really cared about you as a person, not just a football player. When I moved to the offensive line in the spring of '80, he took a personal interest in making sure it was the best move for me. Thank you, Coach Sherrill. I love you. When I first got to the Bears in 1983, one of my first meetings, Mike Ditka said, I got good news and bad news. Good news is we're going to the Super Bowl. Bad news is half you guys won't be there when we do. But he pushed us hard, but I also believe he reestablished the pride back into the Bears organization. That playing in the NFL is a privilege and not a right. And that when you pull that Bears jersey over your pads and put on that helmet with that C on the side, it means something special. And in closing, I'd like to thank all the Chicago Bears fans out there. Your support has really been appreciated. Thank you all. Thank you, God. God bless you all. Thank you.
As a purpose-driven company, we truly believe that we have to improve the lives of the people in the communities where we do business. And we're very proud to be a partner here in the Pittsburgh region with the University of Pittsburgh. And now members of our community, the Pitt community, as well as the Pittsburgh community at large, can really benefit from the innovation and the wonderful teaching that's being done here at Falk.
So here we have this unbelievable school, the Falk School at Pitt, a great partner, Huntington Bank. The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania created a tax incentive that allows certain schools to receive educational funds, and the corporate partner can get a tax donation for making that gift. Why not connect those two?
What's the best thing about the Falk School?
Everything.
The Falk School draws from kids from all over the city of Pittsburgh and certainly within our community here in Oakland. We're thankful to be able to, first of all, have a chance to impact young people. And that's what we do in the world of Pitt athletics. You know, every day our people are a little bit older than the Falk School kids, but the privilege to give back to young people is invaluable, and we're really grateful to the Huntington Bank for helping us do that at Pitt Athletics.
So here at Falk School, we do have someone who works very diligently to bring us resources and funding in a variety of ways. And she was connecting with the athletics department in Huntington Bank and was actually the one who made this partnership happen for us. And we're delighted that it has happened because it's going to allow children a chance to be at a school that really honors them and gives them the space to be creative, happy, joyful, and experience what learning can be.
Trust the process there. Trust your technique. You know what you're going to do. Perfect alignments. We all execute, okay?
Pick it off, play action. This might be a double pass. It is. Krull is open. It's a touchdown. Krull pulls it in, and Pitt has tied the game.
Welcome back to Pitt Beyond the Script, and we are getting ready for Western Michigan, the Panthers' next opponent. This is a pretty good team, picked to be one of the better teams in the MAC, and they've got an awful good quarterback in Caleb Ellaby. So what can you tell us about him and about this Western Michigan team?
You know, first of all, Tim Lester's the head coach, and he's a well-groomed head coach. You know, offensive guy that's really started to, work on the weakness over there, which has been their defense. So he's been focusing on that side of the ball, it seems like, for the last year, from everything I gather from my intel. He's a super coach. He's got his kids playing hard. They're playing great defense right now. I think they had 9 3-and-outs last week against Illinois State, one AA opponent. And again, offensively, they're a heavy run, a lot of RPOs. You know, they're going to tempo it up and get that no-huddle going and try to read your safeties, read your apex players, and try to, again, throw those runs, get your linebackers sucked up and throw it behind them.
Inside the 25 now from the 24. Play fake over the middle. Caught! Touchdown to Jalen Hall. A rifle shot over the middle.
Yep, Tim Lester, a guy who was a terrific quarterback at Western Michigan, has a lot invested in the program, has come back to be the head coach. And as we sometimes see, some transfers coming in. They got a running back from LSU. They've got a couple good running backs. They run the ball well.
They do. They've got some good running backs. And again, the offensive line, they do well. They've gashed Michigan running the ball, which should not happen in the Big Ten, shouldn't happen in the ACC. And so they'll find a way to run the football. They like to run the football, which is something we'll be good at. But with that, it's going to go those RPOs, and they're going to put those DBs on an island again. So we've got to find a way to stop that.
Give it off to Ladarius into the end zone for the touchdown. Ladarius Jefferson and the Broncos are a point away from tying it up.
And for fans, it might say, well, it's a MAC team. Consider, first of all the great quarterbacks that have come out of the MAC. Secondly, Chuks Okorafor. He's a guy that went to Western Michigan. We see him playing and starting for the Steelers. So you can't underestimate the talent on a team that comes from the MAC. And they've already played Michigan. I guess my next question would be, having already been in an environment against a top team, are they going to be maybe a little more prepared for the speed of the game as they come in to take on the Panthers?
I think for sure. I mean, last year they didn't play in any crowd noise, so their whole football team's just getting acquainted with that. Like you said, they've got transfers that played big games, so they'll be definitely, it's their game. I mean, they're going to be prepared more than they have. I think they sat a couple guys out at tight end, and Sky Moore, a receiver here from Pittsburgh, who's one of the most explosive receivers, got a little banged up in the Michigan game, so he'll be back and ready to go. We'll have to be ready to go.
A lot of times, coaches will tell you the biggest improvement maybe in the course of a season happens from week 1 to week 2, but now going from week 2 to week 3, what improvements are you hoping to see from your team against Western Michigan?
Well, we definitely got to clean up our special teams play. I think some guys got a little spooked in that atmosphere there, which sometimes happens with some young guys, and they'll only learn from that and be better. But there's a ton of stuff. I mean, in all 3 phases that we have to clean up, and you make that biggest improvement from week 1 to week 2, which again from UMass to Tennessee, there was a big so maybe you didn't see as much. We're going to see what it looks like against a good MAC team coming in here in Western Michigan, and but there's everything we need to clean up. I mean, there's so many good details in every phase of the game, whether it be O-line, D-line, linebackers, safeties, wide receivers that we can clean up.
And a great opportunity to play and hopefully win another football game.
No question about it.
Coach, thanks very much. Good luck on Saturday against Western Michigan.
Thanks, Rob.
And thanks to you for watching this edition of Pitt Beyond the Script.